Welcome back. Front Office Insights are presented by Sage. It's pretty amazing when you talk about a guy who's the age of 41, already having 20 years of Major League Baseball experience under his belt. 15 years, almost 15 years with the Brewers. A few years.
It goes back more than that, really. I mean, you go back to age like 5 or 6, probably.
I guess, but we're talking about, conscious years, right, as a worker in the industry. And the Giants' new general manager, Zack Minasian, joins us on the program this morning. Zack, good morning, man. Congratulations on this gig, dude. Richly deserved, and I know
Thanks,
that you can't wait to get started out there. Congrats.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Obviously very excited and feeling very fortunate.
How do you get started in this? Because, you're not falling out of a tree someplace. You know what you're doing. You've been working in the industry for a long time, but now you're the general manager. You're inheriting contracts that weren't yours. You're inheriting players and staff that weren't yours. How do you begin as a first-time GM?
Well, I feel fortunate to have been here the past 6 seasons, so very well connected to our own front office. I think that's where everything starts, is within knowing our own people, what we need to do to continue to do the things well that we're doing well, where we need to maybe make changes to improve. So I feel very confident with what we have internally. And now it's just a matter of trying to gather as much information, get a sense of what other teams are trying to do, so on and so forth at this point in the offseason.
Hey, good to see you there again, buddy. It's been a long time, Zach. Great to see you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Not only to you,
Thanks,
I guess it's a family endeavor, so congrats to the family. I want to dive into you growing up. I mean, I don't think people really know your story. So kind of share, just for a little bit here, growing up in the clubhouses, what that was like. Tell us a little bit about that so those that are just getting to know you understand your baseball background.
Yeah, happy to share. Fortunate, my father was the visiting clubhouse manager for the Texas Rangers from 1989 to 93, 94 season, and moved over to the home side post 94. So I'm sure I cleaned Harold's shoes and picked up dirty laundry of his, and that was my start in the game. And but was very fortunate to really soak that in on a daily basis. A lot of people who work for MLB Network now, I can think back and listening to them talk to the game, from Buck Showalter, Billy Ripken, Mark DeRosa, so on and so forth. So it was an education every day, and worked in the clubhouse till I was age 20, 21. Was fortunate to get an opportunity from Doug Melvin to work with him in Milwaukee. So many great people there. Gord Ash, Dick Groach, people that really invested time in me and developing me and really exposing me to everything baseball operations has to offer. So a long time in the game. I think my dad got the job in Texas when I was 5. And I remember going into the clubhouse and Harold, you probably remember we had this little parking lot outside the old visiting clubhouse at Arlington Stadium, and Ken Griffey Jr. used to come out there and play stickball with us. So it was things like that I got to experience that were very special.
No, it was good time. It was a great clubhouse. And your brother's now with the Angels as well. Perry's the GM there. So when did that turn for you, like going from working in clubhouses to, hold it, I want to go a different track and maybe end up running a club? When did that happen?
Well, I remember going home from a game I was playing, and my mom started giving me tips on hitting. And I figured playing wasn't going to be the route for me. So if I wanted to stay in baseball, it was going to have to be in the front office. I was probably, 12 or 13. And the other thing you see when you're down in that clubhouse is just how gifted the players are. So I learned pretty early. Physically, I wasn't going to be what this group was, but I loved baseball. It was all day, every day. All my brothers really care about the game. It's done so much for me and my family. And I knew pretty early that if I was going to stay in baseball long term, it was going to be in the front office. And I just tried to sharpen my mind as much as I could. And Harold, Matt, you probably both know, they put out a stat pack about this thick on a daily basis. And I used to sit and just read it every day. the standings, the hitting leaders, all the different stats. So it's funny, I ended up in scouting because I remember my early years, I was basically reading a book of numbers on a daily basis.
That's excellent. Hey, Zach, I have a couple questions for you. The first is, with the change kind of in San Francisco, and Buster Posey is the president of baseball operations, I mean, you're his first hire, even though you came from within. I want to know about your relationship with Buster, when it began, and talk about the phone call you got from him when he gave you the gig.
Yeah, so I joined the club after the 18 season and really just observed Buster in 19 and in 21. And my cadence in the clubhouse was I want to be around, but I also feel as a front office member, I want our players to know that that's their space. And so I didn't really get to know Buster great as a player, but definitely observed him on a daily basis, how he carried himself, consummate professional. So him coming into this role, I would say, if anything, it was more that we knew of each other than knew each other. And as we started to talk more and more baseball, at some point he came and said, are you interested in interviewing for this job? And obviously it was an easy yes. And as we went through the process, we met kind of on a weekly basis to talk about the job and how I saw things, how I saw the organization. And in Buster's way, it was very much putting out his hand in his office and saying, do you want to do this? So it was very cool. It's a very special moment for me, something I'll never forget. And look, I'm a fan too, and it's Buster Posey. Yeah. So very cool to go on this journey with him.
That's awesome. Hey, the other question I have for you is this. Your brother, Perry, I'm going to say this as diplomatically as I can. He's a red ass, right? He is a competitive guy. So is it going to be harder to do a deal with the Angels now? Or is it somehow going to be easier considering you got to call this guy to make it happen?
It's never easy with him. So I was in Milwaukee. We did the Sean Markham, Brett Laurie deal, and I about pulled my hair out going back and forth with him. But I will say that's who I grew up competing against. You know, we had a rose bush right next to our little hoop off the garage, and he basically pushed me into it pretty much every time we played. I have a chipped tooth because of Perry, so at least I know what's coming. So as much as he smiles and shakes my hand, he's looking at every advantage he can take of his little brother.
I'm telling you, when people see, if you guys ever get together and do a deal, people are going to be like, oh, it's because it's his brother. I think, knowing what we know and knowing what you just said, it's going to be even harder. Like, fans should be like, whoa, he did a deal with his brother, not, oh, yeah, that was easy. No, that gets special stars, man. Hey, Zach, we really appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Thrilled for you in this new opportunity that you've gotten. We wish you the best of luck, and we hope we can touch base with you often during the season.
I appreciate it, guys. Glad to join. Thanks for having me.
Zach, thanks for the time. We'll tell Calvin, who works with the Braves, to make sure he stays in the middle of you guys. Is that all right?
Sounds
that
good.
rose bush should be in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, by the way. I love that story.
Yeah.
Zach, thanks, man. We appreciate you.
I never want to see it again.